Yo, what's going on? For those on YouTube, I actually forgot to start recording on UJ, but yeah, I just kind of showed that I was in this downtrend here, and I kind of just missed a decent entry here, but I don't really trade on Fridays, so I'm not too worried about that one. Now, taking a look here, I did get rid of a key level here, and I did actually just replace it with this one here, just to make it a bit more exact. And I'm just going to look kind of to see if we can continue to break this area here. And if not, it's probably going to head back down to here, but I just really want to trade trends and not ranges, so I probably won't be entering in on here unless it ends up breaking this. So it would have to look something like this, right? So like it just breaks, comes back down and starts rejecting, and that's when I'll be looking for my re-entry to enter in on that trade. Alright, delete. Oh my, delete. And then so now if I take a look at, oh damn, don't have the chat up on my phone, eh? Doesn't really matter. I don't have chat up on here too for some reason. Okay, that's just unfortunate, I guess. So if anyone is watching, then that's just unfortunate. But you know, it is what it is. So taking a look here, this here looks like a decent entry. I can see with this arrow here, it's in this overall downtrend, and I can just see that if I use a fib, even just by looking at it, I can kind of see that there was this decent entry here at this 0.6 on this key level here. Would have been really nice entry to target these lows, but I can see that this key level isn't in between the 0.5 to 0.6. So one of my rules, it's actually just on top of my screen, is just, well, one of my mistakes that I've been making is that I have to try and trade my trading plan much more strict, or like I'm trying to trade it a lot more stricter. So I wouldn't really enter in on this pair as it isn't exactly the sort of setup I'll be looking at. So taking a look here at this pair, it's starting to look like it's going to head down as the USD starts to head back up in strength. So the first thing I want to do is clean my chart. So I'm going to delete some notifications here. So I'm going to just delete some of these, and I'm going to also delete these fibs. So now here I've just got some clean levels here. I can see that this level here was still relevant, and that's really all I'm looking at here, right? So I can see that it's in this downtrend. Now I'm going to just look for a break and retest and look for it to enter in the fib at that 0.5 levels. Now if you guys really want to know like my whole entire strategy, I've literally made a whole YouTube video like to the strategy. Where is it? I like it literally simply just covers the whole entire trading strategy. Like, let me see if I can just get it up, and I'm gonna link it for you guys or whatever. I actually think I have a playlist, Trading 101 with Sniper Doofus. It should be in here. Here we go. How I make 18% monthly in Forex, my strategy. So I'm gonna just link this one to you guys. Oh, actually, I don't know how to link it to you guys. Maybe I'll just jump into my own stream real quick and just link that to you guys, so you guys can see my exact trading strategy. There you go. So you guys can click on that if you're watching the stream. But yeah. So here, obviously, the key levels just seems the same here. There was actually this double top that formed, so I'm gonna just try to move this along. Just trying to see if I can get the chat up. Alright. Yeah, so here, like I'm kind of just seeing just if it breaks this level here, and then looking for a retest. And now because it's coming towards these levels here, all I'm going to do is just move these across. Just because these levels here are going to be the next levels that I believe are relevant to this pair here. So I actually just straight up don't have chat on today for some reason, so that's kind of rough. Sorry about that. Getting some messages on my phone. Here we can also see that NJ tanked pretty hard. So I'm just gonna look once again for another little break and retest here on this level, and hopefully using the fib probably from these highs here, after it broke this and then retested. I'm gonna look to see if the fib kind of comes up to here, and I can enter it back in on a sell opportunity, kind of make some money off of this pair here too. This one here looks like alright, looks like it's going to continue tanking for a bit, so that could be a nice little entry point there. Here we're seeing another good trade, just little break and retest, cheeky little entry, it was pretty good. So here we can see that it ended up breaking, retesting, continuing to tank, so possibly we could just see this pair just continues to drop down to around here. That would be really nice. But right now, because it's in between two key levels, it doesn't really have a good setup for me right now. So yeah, just don't have a trade set up for that plan, right? For that trade right there. So now here, finally, I was actually waiting for this to break out of this small little range in between these areas here, and it's good to see that it actually did. So we can see as well that it ended up just retesting this high, so this previous resistance is now being tested as a support, so that's really good to see there. That just means that it's continuing its uptrend momentum, right? So if I were to use like a fib, for example, from, let's say, this low here, that's not a fib. If I were to use like a fib from this low to this high, I can see that an entry on this 0.6 to 0.5 on the key level there would be really nice. I'm actually still going to look to enter in on this trade as long as it's within this key level. So I'm going to mark this one up, and I'm going to wake up really early tomorrow morning and just to see if I can actually enter in on this trade. Alright, let's take a look at this level. So here I can see it's coming pretty close to this extreme high here, so I'm kind of I have to be a bit more cautious when entering in on this pair here. I'm trying to get the chat up on my phone by actually just watching the stream on my phone. Let's see if I can get it up real quick. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I've got chat up on my phone now, so that should be alright. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, it's coming up close to this extreme level marked by this solid line. So that could mean that there's less room for it to continue heading upwards, and it might just start reversing. So if I was to enter on a buy, it could just start reversing, and then that would be a losing trade. So I have to be really careful now of trading here. I can also see that there's kind of this just double top form here. I can see there's one top, here's another top, and it was unable to push above it. So that could mean that uptrend momentum is kind of slowing down there. So for me, I'm just gonna have to wait till I see some real safe kind of confirmation, maybe a break and retest of this, and then just really breaking above here. But even then, I wasn't really looking for a buy. For me personally, I'm probably just gonna look to see it start making some downtrend kind of structure, and then I'll look to enter in on a sell opportunity. But if it does continue going up higher and it does look like a good setup and follows my trading plan, trading with the trend, ensure fib 0.5 to 0.61 has a key level in between, then that's really all my trading strategy is. So I'm gonna just trade it, you know what I'm saying? So if I just take a look here at kind of this pair here, GBP CAD, I can kind of see that it was in this slight little uptrend here, but it's looking like it's setting lower highs and lower lows. So we're gonna have to wait and see how this part of the thing forms. If this here ends up creating a lower low, I'd say that it's then an official downtrend. But if this here ends up creating a higher high, I'd say that it's just continuing its uptrend, because here it's kind of just in this slight little ranging area. And let's say for example I was to use a fib from this low to this high, we can see that you could enter in right here on this little support, but it already, on this 0.6 here, we can see it already rejected it and was unable to go and straight away test the same previous levels. So that could kind of mean that it's going to look to continue heading downwards. But once again, if it's not a clear cut setup, there's no point in trading it. Like, you'd rather trade 2 to 3 setups a week with good setups, and then you win them. So then that way 2 out of 2 trades are profitable in a week and you made 6%, rather than like trading, let's just say, you'd rather take 2 trades rather than taking 15 trades and only 7 of them are profitable and you're only up like 3%. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just want to trade less and make more. So taking a look here, I can see once again that the USD is kind of consistently going up. We're going to have to see kind of how it reacts this week, but if it does just have a clear break and retest here, then I will be looking in for a sell opportunity probably to continue heading down. Like, it becomes like just more like simpler and simpler kind of the more you do it. So as I've kind of been doing this for like a decent amount of time, I think personally, it just looks at like it just becomes simpler to me, so I can kind of see like what is actually happening, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just mark this one up here just in like a purple. But here we can see that UJ tanked heaps, so I'm gonna just mark up that key level, and I'm gonna also mark up here, because here I think that I could probably start entering in on a buy if it does end up coming down to here. So that could be a decent little trade upwards, but once again we're just gonna have to wait and see, because you don't really want to take any bad trades or force any trades. So if you are going to force a trade or look to enter in on a trade that doesn't follow your setup, you want to be extremely sure and really just take a trade that where you have the smallest amount of risk, and that's really just common sense at the end of the day. Taking a look here, I can see that this UJ pair, UG like Euro GBP pair, it actually just it's come back down to these like really low lows. So we can see here it tested here once, twice, and 3 times it's testing here, and so this could just mean that it's going to start heading up. So even if we go to the 4-hour chart here, we can see that pre-COVID it was testing, like it did actually come back lower, but then it was kind of trading high. Like, it's just all over the place really. But we can see pre-COVID that after COVID here it did tank heaps and then corrected back up to around here. Then when it did test these levels, we can see here it was support, came back down, support, came back down, support. So here we could probably see it just continuing to be a support here. And if it does create some decent market structure, that could just mean that we enter in on a buy here. Like, it's really just that simple, you know? Like, yeah, so here we could enter in on a buy, but I'm only going to enter in on a buy if it does start showing some uptrend structure, like a break and retest here, and looks pretty good on the fib levels, and also like on the OBV and that sort of stuff. So now taking a look at AUD Euro CAD, actually, you can see that it really has just been continuing this downtrend. I'm going to just continue this. Now if I just zoom out here, I'm actually going to go ahead and take a look at what it looks like on the 4-hour time frame. So you can kind of see that it's just in this overall downtrend. We can see pre-COVID it was trading really low. So I want to see how it reacts to these levels again. If it can continue creating uptrend, it might possibly test these highs. I really do doubt it. And I just think that it's going to continue falling down. I feel like if it breaks these lows here, it's going to continue tanking all the way down to this green area here, where like these little support areas down there. So that's kind of what I would be looking at, is probably a sell after a break and retest here to these lows here. I think that would be a really good trade on this pair. So I'm actually going to mark that one up. So now taking a look here, I can kind of just see once again AUD USD has been in this consistent uptrend. I really am going to look to start entering and start shorting this pair, as I just think that this pair is kind of through the roof right now. So, and also kind of just with how like Corona's going and with Joe Biden in the office and that sort of stuff, I think that this pair should start dropping eventually. It's just a matter of getting that confirmation from the markets and then looking to actually enter in on it. Anyway, we've kind of come to the end of that We can see here Apple's tanking a bit. We can see Microsoft here is also tanking a bit, which is kind of unfortunate. AMD's tanking finally, so that could be pretty nice. What else is there? And Tesla has obviously tanked a little bit. It came back down to around here, which is just unfortunate. We can see maybe the bubble's gonna pop now, as everyone says, the bubble this, the bubble that. Maybe the bubble's gonna pop. Personally, I just think the company is great, so I'm gonna just keep putting money in it. And if the stock keeps going up, the stock keeps going up, you know what I'm saying? But that's really just gonna be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Those are, you can see the pairs that I'm kind of looking for. Early trades in the week. But then once again, another thing I'm trying to do is just trade more frequently throughout the week. If you guys want to see how my week went, the link to that will be, well, you can just check on my YouTube, so just exclamation mark YouTube. You guys can see kind of everything I did in my week, and I hope you guys enjoy that. Anyway guys, with that said, that's going to be it from me today, and I hope to see you guys next week. Good luck with your trading, and see ya!